Well, hello, my berries. It's me, Darkberry32, and I'm coming to talk to you guys about being a single parent and actually having a graduate, and a little bit more stuff. You know how we get on here and start talking, y'all. So I want to start off saying how we had a fabulous, fabulous time. If for you that don't know, my son actually graduated from high school this past weekend, and when I tell y'all we had a celebration at this house that it was like a big family reunion for him, and it was so awesome. We had such a great time. I mean, from the littlest one all the way up to the oldest. We had a fabulous time just all hanging out together. I mean, he had both of his grandmothers there, my mom and his dad's mom. His dad was here. He had uncles, my brothers on my side, his brothers, aunts. I had sister-in-laws on my side. He had his sister. When I tell y'all we had a fabulous time, and all the little cousins that fit in, we had a great time. And so I wanted to talk to you guys about it, like being a single mother. First of all, it comes with a lot of responsibility. At least for me it does. When I realized that I was going to be a single mother, and for you that don't know my background, I was married to their father, to Jordan and Kayla's father, for 10 years, and we got divorced. And so all of a sudden it was like so scary, like, okay, I had this young baby. When we separated, Kayla was like still in a car seat, and Jordan was like 3 years old. So it was very surreal to me, like, oh my God, you got thrown into this world that you never even thought would exist for yourself. Because I had a great marriage, or at least, well, I had a great marriage. I mean, the time that we were together, before, right before the divorce, the things that happened before the divorce, I had a wonderful marriage. And then all of a sudden it just, topsy-turvy. Things didn't end up like it was supposed to be. So I was a single mother. And, at one time I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Which I've always had faith, but when things just come upon you like that, you get really scary. So I made up in my mind at that time that irregardless of what hand was dealt me, i.e. the single parent thing, that I was going to make sure my kids turned out the best that they could. You know what I'm saying? So, I would concentrate on taking them places. I would concentrate on their studies at school. I would concentrate on teaching them how to speak and how to speak well, and different things of that sort. Now, don't get me wrong, I do not have perfect kids, but I really strive to get a relationship with my children so that when things happen when they got older, that they would come to me. And I do have that type of relationship with my kids. If something goes wrong, even if they do something that they know that is so gut-wrenching bad, they would actually come to me and let me know what's going on. And then, we deal with it. I may get mad or blow up just like any other parent, but then I try to go ahead and fix it. That's the thing, try to fix it and let them know that irregardless if mama get mad at you, that she still has your back and she wants you to do well. So anyway, fast forward to the day that your son or daughter actually makes it, graduating. And especially in my instance with Jordan being an African American male, and we all know all the statistics that they throw at you, blah blah blah. Y'all, I tell y'all this: if you have a Hispanic son, black son, even white, living in a certain area that's not so like posh and privileged, don't let them statistics scare you. Like, I never let statistics scare me at all. Certain percentage of black males gonna make it, certain percentage. Child, I don't worry about them. I worry about what's going on in this house, the percentages that go on in my house. That's what I always concentrate on. I even tell my kids, like, you don't let what, the negativity that people throw at you, you don't let that affect you where you end up succumbing to that actual statistic. You don't do that. And so I've had lots of stuff thrown at me. Even when Jordan was little, Jordan was he's always loved animation. As a matter of fact, he's going to college and he wants to become an animator. Like, that's his thing. He has his own cartoon and he wants to do that. And so he's always been that type of kid that loves art and, just colorful, happy things. You know what I'm saying? So like he used to carry around stuffed animals. Probably by the age of 9, I think Jordan was still carrying around some type of toy. And people would tell me, all the time, that boy's too old for that. You know how they have this thing for boys. They want boys to be tough and grow up and da-da-da-da and be a man. Da-da-da. And I thought to myself, my child is going to have plenty of time to be out there in that world and to do all those things. What's so bad about my kid carrying around a toy? Wouldn't you rather him carrying around a toy than some weed or a beer or, patting on little girls' behinds? I mean, I'm trying to be totally honest and frank with you guys. Like, for me, a toy was no worries. A toy to me was saying that he was still a child, which that's what he's supposed to be. A lot of times I think a lot of people want their children to grow up so fast, I don't know. I don't know what it is. They have this where, a child is supposed to be at this age. And I say, this is what I say to you guys out there that are single mothers and your kids are a little bit small and they're growing up or whatever. Let your child be. It's just that simple. Now, of course, you need to correct them, when they're doing something wrong. I totally believe in that. But let your child be. You know what I'm saying? Because what if I would have yanked that toy out of his hand and said, boy, you too big for that. People do that. People will do that to their children. You too big for that. Get that out your hand. Or why are you playing with it? You too big. Why are you crying? You too big. Let them be. Let them be. You could stop some kind of progress that God wants for them. If I had yanked that out of his hand, what else would he have replaced it with? You know what I'm saying? There's no telling. So I didn't have a problem with it. And that's the thing that you need to realize. If you know in your mind and in your heart that you're doing right by your children, or by your child, try not to let other people come in and influence you, because you're with that child on a day-to-day basis, not them. They don't know your kid from a hole in the wall. And that brings me to my next subject. The influence of others on your family. Just watch out. Watch it carefully. You can get caught up in, say, for instance, you got a good girlfriend that, you've been hanging out with for years or whatever, and this is just an example. And then all of a sudden she's got something to say about your child. And you really trust her because, she's been a friend all along. But then in your gut, you're like, that ain't what that's not how I would raise my kid. Say for instance they want, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. Say for instance you don't like your daughter to wear a certain type of clothing, or you don't like your daughter to wear weave in her hair at a certain age, but she's like, girl, go and let that child wear weave in her head and everybody doing it. I don't care. That's the one thing about me. Like, if I know I want my children to be raised a certain way and come out a certain way, pretty much what people tell me about my kid. Now, don't get me wrong. I'll listen if I think it's sound advice. But when they're just talking just to be talking, you have to really watch it. You have to see how you feel inside. Haven't you ever heard people saying, go with your gut? Go with your gut. Go with your gut every single time. Even if you're out here dating, go with your gut when it comes to your children. I'm not saying, to be that type of woman like, you can't tell me what to do. These are my kids. I'm not telling you to do that. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm telling you that, okay, say for instance you do date somebody and they come in with some advice and something to help you or whatever, and you don't get that ucky feeling inside, or you don't, go with it. Especially if you know that's something that you would do. You know what I'm saying? But if it's something that somebody tells you and you just got this ugly feeling inside, like, that's not how I planned on raising my kids, then don't do it. Because when it all boils down to it, they are still going to be your children. If the boyfriend leaves, he's just going to be gone. But they still going to be your children. If the girlfriend don't want to talk to you no more, then she ain't going to talk to you no more. But they're still going to be your children. And so that's just a little bit on how I've handled my kids. how I've raised them. And again, I still have work to do, especially with my daughter, not having a male role model in the house. So, but I want her to know how a man is supposed to be and how you're supposed to get taken care of and how he's supposed to provide for you and all that. I want that for her, and I want that for my son. I don't want my son going out here thinking he can lay up on somebody. I don't. I do not. As a matter of fact, I don't want him thinking that he has to wait on a woman to cook anything for him. I want him to know. Same thing with my daughter. If you need a bulb changed, your reverse light is gone off in your truck or your car or whatever, I want you to know how to do that. I've done those things, guys. I've done those things. And, my kids have seen me do those things. Also with going to school, they had the privilege of seeing me do my studies and actually get my degree. They got to see all of that. So they have a role model in me. So that brings me to my next subject. Becoming a role model. Someone that they can look up to. Someone that they're not ashamed to go and ask questions about. Someone that they're not ashamed to be seen with. And I ain't trying to talk about people, but y'all, I've gone up to my children's school and, parents will come up there. It's a shame. It's a shame how some people will show up at their children's school. I'm not talking about the blue-collar daddy that just got off of work and he got on his work boots. I ain't talking about him. I'm talking about the ones that actually specifically got dressed to go up to the school and look like they're going to the clubs. Do you really think that your child want to be seen with you looking like that? So be a role model. Just know to have some class about yourself, especially if you want your child to grow up and have some class about themselves. And so this brings me to the graduation part where I was so proud of that boy. I was so proud of him because we've had a full circle moment with Jordan. Jordan used to struggle in school. He struggled with math. He struggled with writing. And, this year, I got so many compliments by his teachers on his writing skills. They had to do some type of college essay, and Jordan got the highest score out of all the students. Also, I've had teachers call me and tell me how proud of them they are of him, about what he wrote and how he was brave enough to write the papers and all that kind of stuff. So full circle moment when my child told me, Mom, I have exempted all of my classes. He didn't have to take a final. He did not have to take a final. So that's a full circle moment when you just persevere. You just keep marching on and believe in your children. That way they can believe in themselves and they know they can do it. I always tell my kids, don't worry about what somebody done told you, especially if they trying to go negative at you or say negative things about, I don't want to say negative things about them, but saying things that, that tells a child, oh, you're going to have a hard time at that because you had a hard time at this. I told them because I was in the military. For you that don't know, I was in the military, and I switched career fields, meaning that I went from doing one type of job to another type of job. And I went from something as easy to do as working in a warehouse, counting bolts, making sure there's so many bolts in a package, to actually becoming a maintenance scheduler. And I remember when I became a maintenance scheduler and I was getting trained and people were telling me, oh, you got to pay attention because this is going to change every day. Maintenance changes every day, blah, blah, blah. And, when you hear that, you get so scared. You're like, oh, my God, am I going to be able to hang? I went from counting bolts to actually scheduling maintenance on aircraft. Oh, my God, you get all scared and paranoid. And it's just like everything else. You get in there and you learn. It's just like everything else. It is not hard. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it may take you some time to learn, but after a while, it's going to become the norm. And so I tell my kids that, even when they're struggling with algebra or they're struggling with anything, or, like Kayla's getting ready to go into high school and she may be a little afraid of oh my God, am I going to be able to handle high school classes? Yeah, you're going to be able to do it. Remember, you went from elementary to middle school and that was hard too. And I even told my son, you're going to be able to handle college. Look at you. You got to the end of high school and exempted all your classes, boy. You did the thing. You know what I'm saying, y'all? So I was so super proud of him. And I was proud of myself for not letting the whole single mother thing scared me, and just kind of like let them raise themselves. Because I've seen that happen too. And I don't want that. I don't want that for my children. And even though he's going to college and he's grown now, he knows he can still count on mama, because I am not going to let him down. I will not let him down. And because of the whole graduation thing and, people came around, now he knows he has the support of other family members too that will be there for him. I mean, he saw it, he was just Jordan was smiling from ear to ear, y'all, the whole time, that whole day. And it was just awesome to see that. Just awesome to see all the family. I am so elated. It was like, I wanted to record more, and I wish I could have, just so you guys can feel what I'm feeling now. It was the most, like, I couldn't even plan it that great. It was that awesome to have everybody around, and a lot of friendships were rekindled, and it was so good. I just love happiness. I love happiness, and I love when people are happy. And sometimes to the point where I actually suffer because I want everybody else happy, and I'm like, okay, I can deal with my happiness later. But I'm working on that too. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to tell you guys that, and I'm going to try to start making more vlogs about being a single parent and different things that you can do. I'm not the expert on it, but I think I did damn good. I really do. I pat myself on the back. I even got pats on the back from their dad, that actually got to see what they've been up to and the things that they've been doing. And he was just, he was a proud father. And, he had his chest stuck out like, yeah, these are my kids. And he thanked me. And, and it was one of those things that I didn't so much do it for him. I did it for them because I want them to have a chance at a future. And, both of me and their father and I, we both have degrees. So that's another thing that we talked to them about, and that they could do it irregardless. Like, I don't know, failure's just not an option in this house. It's not like I'm a bully mom, like, you better do this or else. Da, da, da. No, I don't just tell somebody they got to do something and then back away and don't help. Like, I'm going to give them all the help that I can give them and stuff like that. So I just say persevere, guys. I know it might be hard now. You may be that woman like I was 10 years ago, Karen, having what do you call those little car seats with your baby in it, and you got the other little one. And I used to I would put Kayla in the car seat on top of the grocery cart, and I would tell Jordan to hold on to the grocery cart, and I would forget to put flats in the car, so I'm walking in the grocery store with these heels on that I've been in all day. My feet are killing me, and then I don't have anybody to go home to. I gotta still do it. So then I gotta put the kids in the house and tell them to stay put and go back and forth from the minivan. Yes, I had a minivan. And get the groceries and put it in the house, and then get the kids situated and change diapers and all that, and cook food and make sure they were down, bathe them, and then get in bed and reflect on the day. So I'm going to stop there because I have more to say. I'm going to save it for next week because I want to talk more about living alone. Living without a mate, per se. Living without a mate and the things that we're looking for. As a matter of fact, Mary Cruz and Francine. Okay, guys, as I was saying before my battery ran out, Francine Smith and Mary Cruz, we've been corresponding back and forth on Facebook talking about this same topic, about being a single parent and dating and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys would like to come in on that discussion, go on over to my Facebook page, which is Darkberry 032 on Facebook, and like the page. And honey, we talk back and forth all the time. I actually look forward to you guys actually corresponding with me on Facebook and Twitter and whatever all other social medias that are out there, because it kind of, we're girlfriends, and that's the way I wanted to come across, that we're girlfriends and we're bouncing ideas off of each other and everything. As a matter of fact, it's just fun, when you see someone on camera. Like, I know for myself, I've been a YouTube fan for a long time, and you kind of want that interaction with the person that's behind the camera that's actually talking to you. So I enjoy it. So y'all can talk to me because I'm going to talk to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So we can get this going, honey. Lots of discussions and lift each other up, letting each other know that it's not the end of the world and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. If you like these videos, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I say again, if you want to talk more about these topics, go on over to my Facebook, Darkberry032. Go on to Twitter, it's Darkberry32. I got all kinds of medias. I'm on Instagram, Darkberry32. So that way you kind of come along with me as I go throughout my weekends. I like to take pictures and stuff, and you can see what I'm doing. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I'm going to keep doing these. I'm going to try to do these as often as I can. I have a lot more free time on my hand a little bit. So, so I'm going to keep trying to keep these videos going out to help you guys, and you guys can help me in return. I will love that. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a fabulous rest of your night. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.